Even though we're getting super close to the spooky day, we finally have a week that isn't scary at all. In fact, it's really, really cool. Today, we've got 8 new Switch games to tell you about. 7 are brand new releases, 1 is a release date update, and this is a super huge improvement over the recent months. Gabe, I'm actually pretty pumped about this list, and I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff for a lot of different players.
Yes, we cannot say this every single week, but I feel that we are going to play a good chunk of the ones we are about to talk about. Again, more than we can usually say.
Yes. Some surprises, some stellar indies, some not so indies. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to start off with what I think is the biggest surprise, and that is Vampire coming to Switch. This game is from Don't Not Entertainment, the folks who brought you Life is Strange, and they also recently brought you Vampire via Focus Home Interactive. This is a massive vampiric RPG with a whole lot of dialogue, a ton of storytelling, and some pretty cool combat. I played a good chunk of this on PlayStation 4 when it first released, and now they are bringing it to Switch, which is awesome.
Yeah, I know that choice and consequence plays a big part in this, and I didn't play it just because the combat seemed like a little iffy to me, but you played it for a while, actually. What'd you think about it?
It's not as glorious as maybe some previews made it out to be. The initial talk was like, ooh, it's kind of Dark Souls-esque with a storyline, and that sounded like just a brilliant combo. It definitely feels like a story decision-focused games combat, but it's good enough that you'll get by. It does have a very, I would say, PC vibe, or more of an, not old school, but mid-2000s type feel to it. But it's mainly because they're packing so much story content and so many hours in that I think there just wasn't enough development resources to go over to combat. So it's not glorious, but it did come out on June 5th for other platforms. It was received pretty well. It has a cool name. It got in the 7s range. So I think it's a great get for Switch. I think it's an interesting addition to the library. And as long as they price appropriately, it could definitely be one worth recommending. On the go, all of that dialogue, all of that storytelling could be a super great way to enjoy and experience this game.
Yeah, I'm never going to say no to more hardcore games like this coming to Nintendo Switch. I'm all for it. I haven't played it. I might try it on Switch. Let's see what the price point's going to be, because if it's the exact same price as, and then PC maybe goes down in price, so who knows about that. But yeah, this is a great get for Switch, just like you said.
Yeah, no further information about release date or when. I'm assuming it's sometime in 2019. Hopefully earlier rather than later. They just said they wanted to expand the license and put it over there. It's currently $40 on Amazon, so $40 would probably be I think a pretty good price for Switch. Let's move to something maybe even more stellar. One of the best roguelites ever, and one that you actually like, Gabe. Rogue Legacy is coming to Switch next month, November 6th. It will hit. This is the roguelite, I think. Yeah,
this is my favorite one of all time. I'm not that big into the genre, but I played this one extensively on PS4. I got a platinum trophy on it, for crying out loud. And it's cool because you succeed in this long line of heritage where every character that gets born that you're going to get to use has different attributes, and it kind of changes up the game completely, because yes, it's a roguelike, so it's procedurally generated, but the effects that happen, because maybe the character that you're this time got blind, and you know that your run's not going to be super good, so you go ahead and sacrifice that while still trying to get enough collectibles to be able to purchase a better character for the next one. They do all types of insanely fun stuff here. The leveling up of the characters is really well implemented as well. I love this game so much.
Yeah, I think the progression is just so on point here. You're constantly unlocking new things and valuable things as well. It does it better than almost any game that has come after it, and the combat is so crispy. The controls are purely perfect. It is a very, I'd say, different feel than Dead Cells. So if you have been liking that one, while sharing a lot of similar elements, it's got plenty of its own to offer that it would be worth getting this as well. It looks like it's going to come in at about $15, which is, I think, a fine price. There's a lot of content there, and as you mentioned, those crazy attributes that your characters get each time, that is such an incredibly awesome little mechanic there, and you will get some super crazy ones, like characters that just can't do almost anything, and it almost creates, I don't know, you know how people go on those Nuzlocke runs and try to make things difficult? It almost gives you that kind of a mentality sometimes while you're playing the game, and it's perfect. I don't know. This is one that, like, even though I've played a ton, I'm going to get again just because I love experiencing something so well made.
Yeah, your new character would be like a different size and shape, and those attributes. Playing upside down. Every run is so different. God, I love this game. Just like thinking about it, I might go.
And
play
it's tough. It's tough.
It's a good time.
So it'll give you a lot of game play there. Now, Cellar Door Games, makers of Rogue Legacy, are also bringing their other title to the Switch on the same day, which is Full Metal Furies. This is a team-based puzzle brawler, 4-player co-op, and it actually got really good reviews. I know neither of us have played it, unfortunately, but it did get an 85 on Metacritic, which is impressive, and as we know, the pedigree from Cellar Door is stellar with Rogue Legacy, so this is one that may also be worth getting into, Gabe.
Yeah, see, that's going to be interesting because I love Rogue Legacy so much. For me, that's a day one purchase. And knowing that company also made this game, it gives me incentive to try it. I don't know how this one kind of flew by me. I had never really heard about it until today, if I'm being honest. So I'm looking forward to that.
Also, I think I called it Full Metal Furries, and it's Full Metal Fury. So please accept my correction on that. You gotta leave that in. I make fun of me all you want, but I'm glad that I thought this was a game about cats for the last minute. It's actually Full Metal Furies. So a little bit of disappointment on my part.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of cat, but we will take it in a feline direction with Cat Tales, a simulation RPG where you can live the life of a cat. It came out on PC, and now it's coming to Switch. Ugh.
Zach, cats live the best life. They get to just
they live a boring life, though.
No, it's fantastic. You get to hang out, just sleep. You run around every once in a while. But other than that, you eat, you sleep, you cuddle, and that's it. Every aspect in life that is amazing, cats do. And they don't have a lot of tedium because they can... Oh, man, I love cats so much. Raylan is the homie. You are now just recently discovering
I'm
how
learning
amazing,
the life of cats. I've never experienced a cat until recently. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that I would play this, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, you get to become a cat, and you hunt for food, fight other cats that lurk on your street, explore to get supplies, socialize with other cats, and it's an open world game. You can actually get married and raise a cat family, so that's pretty appealing. It's hitting Switch on the 29th. No pricing as of yet, but if it's a couple dollars, it could be a fun one. It could be a fun one to get.
We should try to see who can live the best cat life.
Who can have the most kittens?
God.
Goodness gracious. All right, let me give you some sad news, or maybe it's actually going to eventually parlay into sweet news. Team Sonic Racing has been delayed to spring 2019. This was Sega's game for the fall on Switch, and it's being pushed. We just saw Nickelodeon Kart Racers come out and get absolutely crushed in reviews. I don't know that this has anything to do with it, but based on what I played at E3, I'm glad they're pushing the game because it was not fun at all. And they say that during this additional time, Sega and Sumo Digital will continue to hone the title to enhance the player experience to ensure Team Sonic Racing delivers the best gameplay experience possible. So no clue what's going on. It looks like the sites reporting on this delay also experienced a bit of a bummer when they got their hands on it, so I'm not alone there. But yeah, no Sonic on Switch this fall.
It's okay. I don't know if either of us were clamoring to play, Team Sonic Racing, so this delay doesn't do much for us. When it does inevitably come out, we'll try it. We'll analyze and see if we like it then. But yeah, I mean, I guess people were excited because Transform.
Well, I just wanted another cool kart racer, and Transform had done so well. So I was really miffed when I played this, and it just felt honestly terrible. It's coming May 21st, so it's a sizable delay, 7-monther. So hopefully they can do something. That to me seems like a delay that's not like, oh, let's get out of the way of another game. That seems like, okay, this thing is just not coming together. We need quite a bit more time.
Yeah, you don't delay a game 7 months to avoid Red Dead. This is, something was wrong, so I agree.
Yeah, so that one, right before E3 2019, Sonic Team Racing. I wonder how much steam that sucks from the sales of this title. But if it's good, kart racers can be fun regardless when they come out. Trine 4, Gabe, I feel like we're just talking about Trine. Pretty quality games, but Frozen Byte is bringing Trine 4, the Nightmare Prince, to current-gen consoles, including Switch. So that's really nice to see. They've sold 8 million copies of Trine across the franchise, which I think is pretty darn impressive. Trine 1 and Trine 2 were on the Wii U. Trine 3, not there. And now Trine 4 is back. No release date, but hey, anytime something cool is coming across all consoles, it's a golden moment for me.
Yeah, they are promising that this is going to be the best in the series. They have claimed that they have rekindled their love for the franchise, and they've seen and heard the fan feedback, and that they're working to make this the absolutely best game that they can. Trine games, they're good games. That's undoubtable. So
Fun co-op for sure.
Yeah, when this comes along, I'll give it a go.
Yep, sometime next year. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw this in some sort of direct at some point. It seems like the kind of game that would get a little spotlight.
Yeah.
All right, Battle Princess Madeleine is one of the most interesting releases of the year. Not because of the game itself, which might be very cool. You're a young knight in training, and you have a ghost dog pet, and you're trying to save your kingdom from an evil wizard. It does look pretty cool, but the better thing here is that the game is releasing on both Switch and Wii U this fall.
I don't... That's so confusing to me. Why are you releasing a game on Wii U and darn near 2019?
Well, it was a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
So there were probably promises that need to be fulfilled. It's just interesting and kind of cool that if it was initially planned for Wii U and now it's coming to Switch as well. No word yet on exact date, but I just thought that was fascinating that we're getting a game that's releasing on the past console and the current console. That just rarely ever happens outside of sports titles, and we're so late in the generation at this point. It seems super odd, but kind of cool.
Yeah, the game itself actually, looks good. It's pixelated art style. It's still side-scrolling, and we know how a lot of people might feel about that. But the game looked like it could be a decently good time.
Yeah, it's sort of your cup of tea here, with big bosses and lots of battles and some real crazy creatures and a whole lot of special effects. So should be one worth checking out when it descends on both Nintendo consoles this
I'm playing
fall.
it on Wii U, by the way.
Ooh, bring out that gamepad. We need it.
Yeah.
All right, final title for the day, number 8, is Fear Effect Reinvented, coming to Nintendo Switch. This game will be shown off during Paris Games Week at the end of the month, and it is a refreshed version of the original Fear Effect that came out in 2000. New version will have completely new graphics, a few gameplay modifications, and will hopefully make things more enjoyable for current era players.
I never played Fear Effect. Did you?
No.
Okay, so maybe now we get to play it now that it's been reinvented and brought up to date. 2000, it doesn't feel like it, but that was such a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man, we were 10 years old, Zach, when that happened.
I will point out that Fear Effect Sedna, a game further along in the series, did release for Switch back in March of this year, and it garnered a 48 on Metacritic. So not a lot of hope on my part for this one, but maybe the original is better than the sequels. And just interesting that they are continuing with the franchise on the system and trying to bring back the original. And again, it's coming out across all platforms, so I think that's always important to point out and note that we are getting some good stuff day and date. That's going to do it for the list this week. I do think it's a solid one. I think there's things that we can genuinely say, hey, that's super cool. I think Vampire is a great get. Rogue Legacy, it sounds like both of us are buying. Trine 4 should be fun. And Gabe, Cat tells it's the game just for you.
Yeah, and honestly, Battle Princess looks really cool for me as well. I know not everybody's into those type of games like I am, but yeah, this is one of the more solid lists we've had.
It's been a while. It's been kind of a real bummer to go get the list of new games and see, great, there's not really a whole lot grabbing us. Great, it's all small indies. Great, there's nothing. But this week, companies came through and gave us some good stuff. Let us know which of these you're excited for. We'd love to hear it. Hopefully something strikes your fancy, even if it is living out the life of a cat with a family of kittens. We'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Until next week, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and its slew of releases, whether they are super fun like this week or sometimes super bummers like recently. We've got you covered. Follow us on Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And until next time, everyone, have a fantastic day. For myself and Gabe, Switch Force